here we are once again today, back here with Rollstream. I'm RKDM. This is Jesse. Today Jesse's playing Kincaid. Kincaid is this player character in our Vampire the Masquerade London campaign, which we will be playing on Monday our time, which is Sunday your time. It all gets very complicated with time zones and stuff. But anyway, this is a flashback. This is a prequel for Kincaid. So we're going to explore his backstory. And this is going to be interesting because Jesse has set me an interesting challenge, which I hope to rise to. He has come with a character that has much backstory, which I have been trying to absorb. NPCs and the like. And this character is not a fresh off the boat character. This character has history that it already exists. So the idea here Jesse came to me with, and maybe you can interject if you want to, of course, is that we're going to try and reconstruct his backstory in the world that I've created, so that I have my own attachments and understanding of his backstory. So that we're in a kind of, it's going to be a fresh situation, but it should have pretty strong echoes of the original conception that you had of this character, so that we have a way of connecting him to our backstory, to our world, so forth.
Yes. Yeah, I felt that synchronicity was something that I was lacking because I was in Kincaid's my story head and having difficulty getting into narratively into the current story.
Right.
So I hope what
Sort of
we're doing now
parallel.
is just kind of like, yeah, try to create a parallel, but also fairly distinctive.
Right.
Let's just dive off into some new quantum realm that shit did not happen the way I wrote it, and that the way you write it did actually happen.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's an interesting test, and it's an interesting exercise. I mean, I guess the thing is probably, like, from your point of view, and I can only kind of imagine what your point of view is here, but I'm thinking the most probably the most useful way of looking at it is to say, okay, I'm giving you these sort of kernels of ideas, which you're going to build on based on the spirit of the thing. The details are undoubtedly going to have to change because I just don't know what they are. I can't. There's no way I can. And so I am going to try my best to come at it from the point of view of what's the kernel of each of these ideas, what's the concepts here, what's the underlying architecture, the seeds. You've given me the seeds to grow a new version, hopefully.
Correct.
And hopefully I'm not such a muppet that I fuck it all up. So, hold my hand a little bit, Jesse, because, we want you to be happy with the outcome. That's my goal.
Yep.
So if I go wandering down some path that doesn't seem appropriate, that doesn't fit, because at the end of the day, this is a flashback. Whatever happens in the main game, believe me, I'm taking charge of that. But this is a flashback, and so this is your thing, and
Correct.
we're making
But
this for you.
correct. But my hope was that when I was playing the main game, I felt it was more. I don't know. I felt the level of difficulty, of resistance to
Right.
how my character was interpreting what was actually going on, to what his views were and why he was there. And I felt that when I was watching Ray doing his, I'm like, that actually seemed to be working relatively well when it comes down to reestablishing oneself or even perpetuating a particular narrative to continue into your story. It really gives not only us an opportunity, but also gives the viewership an opportunity, as well as the other players an opportunity to really view and kind of regain a bit of a visceral aspect of the characterizations. It's like if you're watching a movie and, like, I don't really know or care what this character is actually doing right now, and all of a sudden a flashback goes and you're like, oh, I get it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I kind of feel for that character now. I actually have some emotional
Connection to that, right?
connections to it, or even just emotional currency that I want to spend. I think that's what I want to say.
Pathos.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, do you have a? I know we've sort of discussed this, but do you have a particular entry point in mind? A moment that you perhaps would like to describe to us, that might be the beginning. Um,
Yes, I do. It was actually a bit of poetry that I actually sent you before,
hmm?
and I think it would be a good entry point.
Okay.
Um,
So this poetry, do you want to give us some context for where are we? I'm the camera,
mhm.
and I'm the viewer. I'm watching this movie. I
Yep.
want you to set me a scene. Okay, is this a wide shot? Is this a close up? Where are we? Are we in a fucking tent?
So
Or are we in a house?
the first scene would be on the big top.
Vancouver by night.
The Circus Big Top. The Circus of Shadows is in, say, I don't know, Manchester,
Okay.
pulling a place out of my ass.
Yep.
Um, but the actual camera would be set above everything that's actually happening and kind of doing those slow circles around the big
Right.
top. You've got the trapeze artists, you've got the loose net below it, you've got the roaring tigers and tire lions off in the background, the rows of just stupid humans roaring for whatever tangible shit that we can throw at them. And then you have, as it actually rotates back and back and back, and it focuses more on to some sort of conversation, some nammering person. And that nammering person ends up being a jester, and the jester is just wandering about and pointing fingers, blowing balloons, and, being the clown-like individual that he actually is and paid for to be. And then not only at that point in time was that he was actually shouting out to the populace, to the humans that were out there, out in the bleachers, and you can just see his eyes are tired. He's done. He doesn't want to do this anymore. He never wanted to do this, but he's been forced to do it. But he is very good at what he does. And he says, "My verbosity and to no less a degree eloquence, perhaps stage, could and will present the madness of the souls flayed bare, yes, into ribbons, yes, to the marrow." And scans around again, the eyes wide as just stares into the dimly lit area of the humans spanning the carousel of depravity, of gods like, which means fear. And he disappears from camera as the lights go dim and almost exits completely. But as soon as he disappears, obviously the big top relights and the ringmaster is there, not the jester. And he goes along to do his own thing. But many moments later in the night, Kincaid is stuck under his bedding in amongst all the other pups that are actually being currently indoctrinated. And he writes on whatever scrap he can. And he writes, Scats dives low and shrinks away from the light, as he always does. He tucks his tail between his teeth and he gnaws at Ra, waiting his cue. Oh, so long as a day and night, as the feet voices play and wane like it is chord and tune. So fewer are the lashes, and yet they bite just as deep, and Scat sinks deep in the muck and breath of his life. No margin, as he looks out. A soldier, be strong. Scats will wait, and he sees the voice of one that has been bitten, has been made. But what is Scat to do? But to fall in the pain and let it wash like linen, but never clean. And he falls asleep at that point in time as best you can.
One
So
moment,
here,
please.
there you
Yep,
go.
I got it. I was just had my mic muted so that I could type at the same time. Um, wow, is what I have to say to that. Firstly, um, I'm trying to get my computer to work nicely and play with me. Okay, so at this point, while this is all going on, um, so that I can get a picture of how this all works, the circus of shadows that you're a part of, you're one of the pups being indoctrinated. Where right now is Mother Night? Where is um,
Mother Knight
Samphira?
is so. Mother Knight would be the ringleader. She has enough obfuscation that she can make herself appear as she
She's the
wish.
ringmaster.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Um, Samphira, because she has limited control through um, her control of shadows. She is more about, when you go into a circus and it's the freaks. They'll look at the elephant man, look at the man, woman, or what have you, right? She literally, with vicissitude, modifies either vampires, humans, ghouls, or whatever
Yeah.
into whatever suits the purpose for that day. So you'll
Right.
have basic humans wandering through the circles of shadows and looking at these things going, "Oh my God," and not thinking that that's not real, but it is. No, it is real. What she has done is real.
Right.
And through some element of reality, she feels that okay, we don't get into her brain because that's for you. I'll get out of that, out of her brain.
Right.
Um, but that is for her. That is her. Samphira, she control. They call it the circus shadows because everything is always masked in shadows, not necessarily the proverbial shadow. Because as a Lasombra, she can easily make that happen, which would be kind of counterproductive when it comes down to the presentation and bringing humans in,
Mm-hmm.
right? The idea of the Circus of Shadows is to bring humans in, to find new pups, the
Right.
disparity, the people that actually have been wanting and have no place to go, and especially as we've discussed previously. Um,
Right.
but Samphira is a callous artist. She's aware of her talent. She knows what she's able to do. And Samphira would be off out in the freaks and making them freaks.
Making them freaks.
And then,
Okay.
but she has also been provided the whip and the poker to ensure that the new pups potentials are also they also understand their place. They understand the reasoning, the purpose of their existence, just as Scats does. And Scats isn't Scat. Scats is Kincaid when Kincaid does not want to be Kincaid.
So Scats is his sort of alternate personality some of the
When
time.
he's writing his poetries, yes.
Right. Okay. Cool. So he's sitting. You told us. Where is he again? He's in a.
So after his presentation and the end of the night,
Mm-hmm.
it's really he is the jester, he is the comedy, he is the laugh, and at that point in time, and that's what part of why his poetry was so poignant and how he actually feels about
Right.
what actually happens afterwards. He would just run and hide and observe until everything had actually passed by, lest he be trampled or seen.
I'm
At the end of the
imagining.
night,
I'm imagining this moment through this period of like during the performance at least where, um, and I don't know who would be the most appropriate NPC for this, but because it seems like Mother Night would be on stage, but I don't know how many spare extra NPCs there are as part of this
there are
Circus
many.
of Shadows. Right. So I'm imagining other Nosferatu or other vampires with the capacity to obfuscate hiding under the bleachers and just like grabbing legs and feeding on them and shit like that.
Hmm.
Especially while they're trying to escape during there might be some point where some horror is unveiled before the audience and there's just no way out at this point, and the people are trying to get out and other vampires are grabbing them and feeding on them from below the bleachers. And at the few exits that are available, there may be maybe Gideon. No, I don't know.
Gideon Graves, my sire, he is probably the only other stable individual, and that will stay stable
Stable. Stable as in he's
because
not like running around off his tree.
no, I mean he was tasked to find Kincaid after his transgression against the Circus of Shadows in the Sabbat,
Right.
and he understood that because it's something that he did, so he could relate to it. But he led the chase, and he made it last as long as he possibly could.
Right. He's dragged it
But
out.
he knew at the end of that, what choice did he have? I need to punish you for your transgressions.
Right.
So
Change
I
the
mean
quality
that
of
could be even another part of the story because that's even pre Circus of Shadows. That that could be an entire session or two in and of itself, and that chase and his findings and his just like I don't know if I want to embrace you. I should just kill you.
Yeah, this seems
But
like something that I can play into. I mean, you've given me this opening, which is great, and I feel like I don't want to fuck with it too much. I don't necessarily feel like I'm at a point of knowledge and understanding where I could take this whole circus and make a scene out of it, other than little snippets and montage of it. Because there's there's so much going on there. It's difficult to find a center for me as a storyteller to sit inside of a character. There's too many characters to sit in simultaneously. So I want to create perhaps a moment where you're in the space by yourself, and perhaps Gideon comes and enters the room. I think maybe we should start with a role play between your sire and yourself. Does that make sense? Does it seem like
yep.
a solid place to begin? I mean, unless you want to start with Mother Night or Zephyra.
No, I think starting with Gideon would be better because starting with Knight or Samphira would be antagonistic.
Okay. Well, let's try and look at this as kind of exploratory role play.
Okay.
So where at any time we can say, hey, okay, hold, pause, cut,
Yep, I understand what you mean. Yep.
feed in something, you know. Um, you make me nervous, bro. You've got a very strong outline here, and it's very detailed. Okay, so Gideon being tall and imposing, tell me if I've got any of this wrong,
I would
comes in.
again what I said to you before. He basically looks like you because when I was doing all of my alterations to an AI image, I'm like, this looks like fucking Russ.
Uh,
So there you
all right.
go.
So, how charismatic is he? Because I've got here that he's cold and calculating, but he's also manipulative and charismatic and ambitious. So, on the cold,
Yes.
calculating demeanor, does he come across all smiley, or does he come across all cold and sort of silent type? Does he
No,
speak
he's more
fast?
no, he's more somber, because somber to the point of when you know too much
Right.
and you don't have the ability
He's carrying a lot of
to
weight.
yeah, I think that's probably a better and it's just it's a lot. Like he is literally in charge of bringing new members into the Circus of Shadows.
Right. Right. And he
But
believes
he
that.
did
Does he believe in what he's doing?
he did.
He did, but he doesn't now. Okay. And he's trapped in this scenario because, now let's be clear, his sire is not Mother Night or any of the other
No,
vampires here, right?
no, his sire is now undetermined. That is up to you if you wanted to build it in. Even in my
Okay.
stories, I haven't written it in.
Okay. But it is technically true to say that he's La Sombra.
No, he's
No,
Gangrel.
he's Gangrel. What the fuck?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, he is. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, okay. All right, now we're playing with fire.
But you can see kind of the
Oh,
correlation of what
oh,
Mother Night
oh,
is
oh,
doing.
oh, I know where this is going now. Okay, cool. I'm clicking things together in my brain. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so Gideon comes into your room, your space. Is it a room?
No, it's a single tent shared by multiple pups.
Right, right. Okay, so he passes in through the entranceway and looks around and glowers at them, and they kind of back off, I suppose, somewhat afraid of him. Um, are these. Do you think they might be, some of them at least, might be chained?
Some of them might be the more obstinate potentials.
And
Yes.
perhaps some of them are kind of somewhat modified in ways that might be, masquerade breaching if they were to be seen in daylight, or not necessarily daylight because they might be dead at that point, but if they were to be witnessed outside the tent, out of the
Yes.
context of the circus.
If
Inside the circus,
Samphara,
you can get away
yeah,
with murder.
if Samphara had her fucking away, the pups would be waking up with hot pokers, like
Yeah,
Zim instituted into their fucking assholes. Like she
right,
is,
right. So
she
I think,
is terrible and awesome.
right. So some of these pups, then, I suspect, are chained up, steel gags on their faces, perhaps. They are chained possibly to posts, to the tent post, perhaps, but maybe back to
Uh,
back.
Center posts, there's usually one or two that are in center post because they're left there as an example,
Mm-hmm.
completely unclothed and even to some degree, even genitalia modified to
Mm-hmm. Modified,
whatever some
removed,
fair,
transformed,
yeah, exactly,
spiked
split,
for her pleasure.
yeah, bellies distended because she sealed off the anus,
Oh look, we
just,
just lost two
yeah.
viewers.
Cool. All right.
Thanks, Jess.
Too much? Uh,
No worries.
I didn't think I could get any worse than what happened with
With
Ray, but
Ray, no, 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 that's fair. No, I
apparently,
mean, look, anyone that's watching this, they need to understand that we're playing Vampire the Masquerade. This is an adults only role playing game. It is a serious game. It is for mature people to explore mature topics. Presumably. I mean, that being said, this is me and Jesse, so it can't be for that. We don't have to be that mature, apparently. At least speaking for myself, anyway. Okay, so anyway,
yeah.
fuck all that. Let's put aside the metrics and the demographics and all of the statistics and the people and the viewers. They're here. If they want to watch, they're watching. It's up to them. They take responsibility for what they watch. Um,
Correct.
so we're playing and we're gonna do this. So Gideon comes in and he kind of glowers at some of these pups, and they kind of slink backwards. You hear their chains rattle. Um, Presumably, you're not chained. You're not one of the. You've been a pup for a little while,
Yes.
right? So
At
you've been
least
through
about a
all of
year.
this initiation. You've been through all of this stuff, and maybe Saphira's interests have moved on since your initial kind of embrace and being brought on board. She's maybe tired of you and moved on to some of these other pups to like really particularly spend time with.
Yes, I've learned to give in to her wants. As we know, I am unbondable. But I have
Right.
learned to know when to, yes, mistress, just, yep, I 100% do what you want, that type of attitude. So I've been given a little bit more leeway. I've no longer been chained. I've been hobbled occasionally because she will come in and break my ankles, but it's just more of a her way of saying hello or a kisses kisses good night.
Do you think Gideon has any sympathy for you?
He does.
Yeah.
I think part of the sympathy is that he respected Kincaid for his evasion technique. He saw a little bit of himself back however many years it was. And he was like, uh, I want to kill you. I don't want to embrace you.
Right.
But of course, he needs to keep a stiff upper lip,
Yeah.
keep soldiering on, and keep the status quo. And he's never seen Mother Knight make a bad decision until now.
Right. And when you say until now,
I'm the only one who hasn't been able to be bonded, and he recognizes
right,
it.
and that was the bad decision. Right. Hold on, I'm gonna flip a light. I'm trying to get my camera to focus better. It takes a remarkable amount of light to get it to focus, and when it does, I've got a fucking light in my face. So
Yeah, I've got a ring light above me, but it also, I need to get like some powder. Makeup, makeup.
makeup,
Can I?
right?
Jesus, like
Like
what the fuck is this?
when you turn your head, it clips out part of your forehead, and it gives you this concave.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. All right. So Gideon walks in, and he walks across the room, sort of strides past these various people, these pups. He kicks one of them on the way across to you, almost reflexively. Um, and perhaps you're not necessarily facing him, but you hear him come in, and you can tell who it is from the sound of his footsteps and his boots. And the chains rattle, and you can tell that the other pups are slinking back and away. And he steps around the corner, and he picks up, I don't know, what is there, maybe a crate or a barrel or a chair, I don't know what might be in this room, in this tent.
Any of those. Yep,
Yeah.
just a basic thing to sit upon. Yep.
Yeah, so he takes a wooden crate and sets it in front of you, and he sits down, his knees sort of wide apart in front of him, and his fists settling on the corner of the chair before him. He just looks at you for a minute.
Just as he's doing that, I kind of turn around because I smell him. I hear his cadence of boot, and I don't quickly push my journal underneath my cot. I lazily turn around and sit Indian style, and then tuck it underneath the cot and lick my finger closed.
Having a good time, Kincaid?
I only mean to record what I see in my mind, sir. Not.
You're a strange child. Never had such a strange child as you before.
He just kind of glances. He never really tried to create eye contact. He kind of glides across, just giving you an element of recognition, but never tries to make eye contact.
Gideon suddenly slides forward, pulling the chair or the box beneath him much closer to you so that he's within sort of arm's reach of you. You clearly slink back. He comes further forward and takes you by the collar, by the chin in fact. Lifts your chin up. Look at me. I'm talking to you. I want you to
Yes,
see
sir.
my face. Why are you so strange?
Strange in which way? I, I've done all that Mother Knight has asked me to. I've done everything that I can to prove myself, to get myself out of chains. I'm no longer chained. Is this not what you wanted from me?
That's fine.
I've been obedient.
I want you to come with me tonight, Kincaid. Stand up. We're going to go for a walk. I'm not going to hurt you, Kincaid. You know that. Not this time. I leave that to your sisters and your...
What is some Fairy gonna say about this? Me leaving?
I've spoken to Samphara. She's agreed. We have an agreement. Tonight, you're mine.
So you notice that his one finger has been scraping and scraping and scraping and scraping and scraping.
He grabs your hand. You need to stop that. Control yourself, Kincaid. It's not becoming.
But she wants us to feel pain. Always.
Well, yes, there's means and there's means. How about we look at some other methods? One's a little more refined. I have to say I'm at odds with some of her methods. But shh.
He just nods and
Stand up, Kincaid. Let me help you. Lifts you up to your feet.
well, he stands up in the very, very standard fare. It's like a
Looks
tunic that goes to his knees. He's got bedraggled trousers and some flip-flops that barely fit.
right. How long have you been here now? A year?
As far as like my markings have, he looks over to a little post. As far as my markings, it's been about a year and 3 months. 3 months, 4 days.
Oh, well, not too long then.
Not too long.
Not too long.
Too long.
No, no. Listen, Kincaid.
Long enough. Long enough.
You see,
long enough.
you're immortal.
It's
This
been-
could go on for centuries. This could go on forever. There
That's what
may
I'm
be
saying. It's
no
long enough.
end in sight. You should never have been, Kincaid. I should have killed you. You know that. Probably would have been better for you. Better for everyone.
Then why did you do it? Why'd you bring me here? Why'd you leave me to her?
Well, that's a complicated question. And something we can talk about soon.
He raises his voice. Why? You're about a fucking side.
Kincaid, you're getting emotional. You know I don't like that.
No, and it goes back to scratching.
He slaps your hand away. Didn't I just fucking tell you not to do that? Hmm? Is there something wrong with you? Are you fucking wrong in the head? Hmm? Has Samphara fucked you up entirely? Are you useless to me now? Huh? I need you to pull your stupid little mind out of that space that you're in. Hmm? He slaps you across the face. Look at me, Kincaid. Look at me.
Nope. He looks away again.
I brought you something. Beginning to wonder if I've made a mistake here. Takes out a package that he brought in under his jacket and throws you this plastic bag, about yay big, but it seems to have something soft in it, something made of cloth. Feels like clothes.
He opens it.
Now, don't take it out now. I'm going to take you somewhere, and we're going to put them on, and we're going to go for a little trip.
You
Right?
can see the panic in his eyes.
Calm the fuck down, Kincaid. Control yourself. You need to control yourself.
how.
Can you still drive a car, Kincaid?
Y- Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
Good.
Plus,
Now
more
listen.
vehicles have actually fucked off in the last year.
Listen to me. We're going to go for a walk. You're going to stand up now. You're going to take that bag. You're going to walk out the door. We're going to cross behind the trucks, round behind the canteen, past the freaks of the whatnots. There is a red car there. Keys are sitting in the ignition. We're going to go there together. I'm going to get in the back. You're going to get at the front. You're going to drive 2 miles. You're going to get changed. And then I have a surprise for you. Don't worry, Kincaid. It's a good surprise. I've thought about this.
Are you going to be with me in the van?
I just told you I would be. You're going to get in the front. I'm going to get in the back. 3, 2, 1. And he begins to rise.
He's hilarities. He has absolutely no control. So he just like, pew!
Where does he go?
He goes to the van where he says it was, but he's just like, yeah,
All right.
like,
You get to the
no
van,
control.
and Kincaid comes walking across the mud behind you,
Or
and sort of
Gideon.
Sorry, you're Kincaid. I'm Gideon. Yes, Gideon comes walking across the mud behind you, and as you do, you get to the van, and you go to open the door, when a hand grabs your wrist, and you look up, and Safera is there, standing next to you.
I
And
immediately dropped to my knees.
a long moment passes, and you can hear Gideon's footsteps falter as he approaches.
Forgive me, mistress.
Safera kneels down next to you. I see her wearing a veil right now. Is that reasonable?
No.
No?
She is barefaced. She is in love with herself and what she can do to herself. She would never veil herself. She wants to make sure people know her beauty, her rage, whatever it is that she can make people feel. It needs to be
In your face. Okay. Let me internalize that for a second.
like, just to give you a little bit of context as well. She has a leather jacket that she has stitchings. She has dyed the individual threads in the blood of her victims and then stitched it into a leather jacket. It's her runic symbols that she wears on her left and right arm.
Okay.
She loves being who she is.
All right. So she
And is
kneels down next to you and she says, "Are you going somewhere, Kincaid? I don't think you're going anywhere. I didn't say you could go anywhere. I don't think anyone said you could go anywhere. You're supposed to be in your tent. What the fuck are you doing out here, Kincaid?"
not talking. You're not talking. You're not talking. This is all part of
She smashes your head against the side of the car. Then she throws you down in the mud, and she throws you down face first in the mud and puts her foot on the back of your neck. And she looks up at Gideon now. Gideon steps forward, and he says, "Now, Safera, I thought we had a deal." Safera, some fucking names. You're going to have to keep repeating character NPC names for me. Semfera.
Yep.
Semfera, I thought we had a deal. She looks up at him. We did, but I've changed my mind. Well, I don't think it works like that, does it? Really? What does Mother Night have to say about all of this? No, no, he's not going anywhere. Look at him. He's a little bit too happy about all of this. I don't think he is ready to go anywhere. No, I don't think so. Gideon steps forward. Another couple of steps. Now, out of game, what's the power dynamic between Gideon and Samphira?
Gideon is older, Zephyr is new, but she is more powerful.
Wow.
And she has grown in power only because Mother Night has kind of just turned a blind eye in the past few years.
Mother Night.
Because because she's got a soft spot for Zephyr and what she endured to be who she is now.
Right.
And she's taking advantage of that, which is ergo the reason why Gideon is like, the power dynamic is changing, and our prime solicitor of those powers has just kind of left a building.
Okay. All right. Let's go back in. So she's still got her foot on the back of your head, and she crunches a little bit harder into the mud, and you can feel the wicked heel of her boot sticking into your neck. Gideon says, you know that Mother Night has changed her mind about this, and Samphira, you can't tell. We can't see what she's doing. You can't. I mean, all you can really tell from her is the subtext coming from the heel of her boot on the back of your neck at the moment. That's all you have to go on, and her voice, I suppose.
Sufficient.
Yeah. Sufficient. Gideon says, "You're not even interested in this one anymore. He's been around for 1.5 years. He's still here. And you've forgotten him. You've left him now. Why are you suddenly interested in him again? Just because I've shown an interest in him?" Well, I do have an interest in him. I've always had an interest in him, and I continue to have an interest in him. He is one of my pups, and I do intend to keep it that way. He's not going anywhere, Gideon. I don't care what you say. He's my childer. Do you think that makes you special? Do you think that somehow, because you fed him your blood, because he was on the point of death, that you gave him your blood, and now he's alive, and he's still alive, and he still continues to suffer? Poor baby. Crunch. She grabs one of your hands and ratchets it up behind your back. I don't know if he'll be ready to go anywhere when I'm done with him. Gideon moves suddenly and goes to strike Samphira. And I think there is some sort of conflict that goes on there, a physical conflict that you probably miss most of because you've got your face in the mud and you're probably hiding and trying to get under the car or something like that.
I've turned into scats.
Right.
And if I had that level of fucking protean, I would turn into that fucking mouse and I would wander off under the car.
Right.
But I don't. But I have the obfuscation and I do have the level celerity, so I can just kind of.
If you try to move, she will say. She just turns to you and says, "Stay, dog." I don't know if you respond to that. I suspect there might be some conditioning involved.
So, yeah. So panic and then a conditioning. So, I might need to. No, I'm not making a roll for that. Fuck that. I respond to her. So she actually feels even just like that vibration of celerity and just kind of steps out even further.
Right.
I think. Yeah.
Kincaid,
Gideon.
Gideon, he says to her, I am invoking my powers as his sire. You will relinquish my child, or I shall bring this to Mother Night, and she will choose to side with me. You know that. Oh, you big pussy, Gideon. She takes her foot off the back of your neck. You big pussy. Go on then, have your little baby child. Fuck you. You take him and play with him by yourself. If that's what you want, I have others to play with. She bends down by you and she pulls your head up to her face and she says, but we're not done here. You just keep that in mind. We're going to see each other again soon. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna love it, aren't you? You're gonna fucking love it. You like
Yes,
it?
mistress. Yes,
You love it
mistress.
when it's up in there, don't you? You fucking love that shit. Right. Well.
I don't want the post again. I don't want to be on the post.
You don't want to be on the post? But you have to go on the post. You have to. That's where you need to go, is on the post. That's what you deserve, Kincaid.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
but you're not good, Kincaid. Look at you. You're outside the tent. You came out here and you ran across the mud. Look at your feet are all dirty now. Look at your face, covered in blood. She smashes you against the car again. Covered in blood. Look at that. Oh dear, that's a shame, isn't it? We wouldn't want to break your eyeballs or anything, would we? Or any teeth. You wouldn't like that, would you? No, can't have that. Gideon steps forward again. All right, Samphira, enough of this, eh? Leave him alone now. She just drops you on the ground, disgusted, and she spits. Fine then, play with your toy. She stalks off. Gideon bends down next to you. Kincaid. Look at me, Kincaid. He uses his...
I have to spend some blood points to actually...
He uses his nail to cut his wrist. And he puts his wrist down by your face. Not too much, Gideon. Kincaid, I'm Gideon. Not too much, Kincaid. That might be it. That's good.
But I can't take too much.
A little bit more will be fine. You're gonna need it. Alright. That's it. That's it. Stop now. Stop now. Fucking stop, Kincaid. Lick the wound. Lick the fucking wound, Kincaid. Do it. Yes. Good. That's right.
But what if she comes back?
She comes back, I'll fucking shoot her in the head. Fucking
I've been a good pup.
You have been a good pup. You have been a good pup. Now get in the car.
So why is she treating me like I'm...
Because she's a fucking... We'll talk about this later. We need to get a little move on.
I'm the Jason.
Stop fucking crying, Kincaid, and get in the fucking car. We don't have time for your fucking sulking, crying, bitching shit, okay? Just get in the fucking car now. Jesus Christ. Pulls the door open. He pulls the door open and shoves you in.
Where the fuck do you want me to go then?
Poof, closes the door. And he goes around and he takes the keys and he says, fuck it, I'll fucking drive. Starts the car up.
Well, I'm gonna go fucking sulk in the back of the lorry then. Fucking
you are
bastard.
Not fucking going anywhere. Stay the fuck where you are. Right the fuck now. Unless you want to die.
I'm already fucking dead.
You're not fucking dead, you big fucking crybaby. For Christ's sake, you've got 1,000 years in front of
That's
you.
what she says.
Yes, that's what she says. Forget about her. Listen, you drive out of the circus area. Kincaid Gideon drives you out of the actual space, the physical space of the circus. And for the first time in some time, you probably see like traffic lights and cars and people and shit.
Yeah, he'd be leaning it up against the windshield, doing the whole kind of.
Hey, feral artificer.
I know I've seen the lights, the big
Yeah.
top, the big glaring eye.
You know, Kincaid, you used to be quite smart when I met you. I was quite impressed, actually. I don't know what. Well, I do know what happened. Semfera's what happened.
I was gonna say, man,
Listen, Kincaid.
if you're fucking delusional, and you come to me only when it feels fucking convenient to you, and you tell me that I don't know what the fuck happened to you. Just, just let me die, man. Just.
That's a problem. See, you're a vampire now. You can't fucking die. Not easily. If you really want it, Kincaid.
I've seen it.
Do you want to do it? You want to die? That's what you want. I'll tell you what we could do is we could
I
take you up
don't
somewhere.
want Safari in my fucking head. I don't want her in me. Any way, shape, or form, and the way she presents herself. I don't want hot pokers, big dicks. I don't want any of that. Just.
He drives in
what did you.
silence. Yeah, you talk.
Fine, you brought me out of the fucking circus, but what have you brought me into? She's gonna want me. She's never let me alone. You know that. I'm different. She knows it. All you've done is made it fucking worse.
Oh, really? How much worse do you think it's going to get, Kincaid? Worse than
I
what it
don't
is?
know.
What do you think can happen to you that's worse than what's already happened?
I don't even know what the fuck I am to 100%.
You could
You told
imagine.
me. I've given it, I've taken it, but I've taken more than I can fucking give.
I think it's time for you to have.
And if Symphoria is the ultimate expectation of what it means to be one of you, I don't want to be one of you. I just
Kincaid,
don't.
I'm being very patient with you right now, but if you continue to speak over every fucking thing I say, I'm gonna hurt you. And I don't want to hurt you. I just brought you out of that fucking place. So, just remember that I'm your sire, and I do expect a little bit of respect for that. It's not much to ask, is it?
No, it's
No,
not.
exactly. Now, here's the thing. I think that Samphara is probably going to kill you sooner or later, whether it's tonight or later on. And I have to be honest with you, I did make you, and I do feel, well, I don't think that I should let her do that. I think if anyone's going to kill you, Kincaid, it should be me. So, here's the thing. I'm of the opinion that you are due for something of a rebirth at this point. I think perhaps it's time for you to have another chance. And I say that mostly because I don't want to see my blood wasted on some fucking pup that has been taken over by some psychotic fucker, etc. Are you following me?
So he's got his head leaned up against the Jeep or car window,
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah. He pulls over
he's
at the side of a park.
He's doing a subtle banging because honestly,
Actually,
that's like hitting his head because it's just that that's what feels comfortable now.
Gideon pulls into a McDonald's drive-through, and now you're sitting in the drive-through waiting for. There's cars in front of you, cars behind you. Oh,
He looks at you. Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
What's your
Am I allowed
fucking
to
problem?
order?
If you want to.
I'll
I've
take the
only.
entire fucking menu. Like, the entire fucking thing.
Gideon takes out like a £20 note and hands it over his shoulder to you. There you go. Whatever the fuck you want.
And he just burps out a menu.
Okay. So you pull up to the window and the I don't know, when is this set? Are we in the 80s, 90s, 2000s?
This would be the early 2000s.
Whispers hey RKDM. Early 2000s. Okay. So all right. So there's those panels with the voicey things. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they still exist. In that
All right.
shitty capacity.
Okay. So hi there. Can I take your order?
I'll take a lot.
Sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
You my fucking stuttering. I said I'll take the fucking lot.
Okay, so the lot. Don't we don't have anything called the lot. I can give you a combo if you want. Would you like a Big Mac combo or something?
So all of a sudden, the brain kind of switches off because there is a moment of want and need that he can obtain. If you're fucking looking from the top down of your menu, I'll
Uh,
take the fucking lot.
Okay. So right. So you're looking for a Big Mac, quarter pounder,
Yeah, yeah,
cheeseburger, double
yeah,
cheeseburger.
yeah.
Okay. And she goes through the whole menu, one item at a time, adding them to the thing. Gideon looks over his shoulder. He goes, "Are you fucking stupid? I gave you £20. Do you think that's going to pay for the fucking lot? Are you out of your fucking mind? You did go to fucking school, right?"
He looks over to him as his mouth is literally just kind of drooling. It's like,
Oh my god, Kincaid, the fuck is wrong with you? Oh.
it shows like it's your fucking problem now.
All right. Looks like we're not
I
going through the drive-through. We may have to eat in. All right. He
I
says.
don't know what that means. No.
Gideon leans out the window to the controller to the thing, and he's like, "You know what? We've decided we're going to eat in. So take the order, everything, as my friend here has asked for, and actually, we're going to park the car and come inside, if you don't mind." Oh, okay. Let me just figure that out. All right. I'm just going to talk to the manager for a second. Yeah. We're going to park the fucking car. You do the order. We're coming inside to pay for it, right? Okay. Thank you. Next, please. And Kincaid continues. Sorry, Gideon drives the car through round and parks in front of the front door of the McDonald's. All right, you fucking idiot.
And
Let's see what you've done. We are
he
going to make
tries to
a
get.
fucking mess. You know that. This is going to get really messy really fast, you stupid prick.
I haven't had a fucking anything in the past fucking year. And you just introduced me to a fucking smart smart. Like,
And
you
you
think
want
I'm
the
on
whole fucking menu, you greedy little prick.
doing it, doing it. Because
All
if
right,
I don't do it now,
let's go. Let's
so
go.
do you let
Let's.
him get out of the car with with what he's wearing, or do you tell him to
He,
put on his
he
fucking?
he gave you the clothes to put on. So
Yeah, he did, but he also
if
told.
you go to get out of the car, uh,
Yeah,
Gideon will come and stop you. Yes, and he'll be like,
okay.
"Hold on a minute." He just puts his hand on your shoulder and it's like, "No, no, 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 no. I gave you clothes. You're gonna wear them."
God.
I think Gideon will rip your old clothes off you, so you're standing stark naked in the driveway in the car park, and there's people looking at you. Go, oh, and a couple of people laughing and shit, and he just glowers at them. In fact,
And I'm okay with it, honestly, considering.
you know what he does? He uses obtenebration to wrap up the lights, the street
Oh,
lights.
yeah.
And so
Tight.
these shadowy forms wrap up the street lights, and so it's much darker where you are now. There's just enough light for you to get changed. And he kind of treats you a bit like a retarded baby and helps you put on your clothes.
And as well he should.
As well he should. Forgive my language. I'm half in character,
No,
half out. So,
no, it's an appropriate orientation of character.
all right. So he says to you, "All right, that's much better, isn't it? Look at you. You look like you're kind of almost alive. Come on, straighten up, you fucking idiot." Gives you a little tap on the face, you know. You want to
He looks
eat
like
or
he's gonna
not?
puke. He looks like he's gonna puke.
What are you doing? Oh my god, what's wrong with you now?
I haven't eaten.
You haven't even eaten yet, so why are you fucking puking? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
I haven't eaten days.
Come on then, stop fucking around. I don't have all night. Safari's gonna follow us, you know that. So get a fucking move on before she gets here and we end up with a bloodbath. We'll probably have a bloodbath on our hands as it is. He gives you a shove towards the door. Come on, fucko, let's go.
Up it goes. Drops
All
into
right.
one of the seats.
He pushes you through the front door of the McDonald's.
Early 2000s, and these are the shitty bucket seats that feel like you're sitting on concrete. So,
Oh, you're gonna sit there, are you? And you're gonna expect me to get your food from the fucking counter? Oh, no, 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 you little bitch. You're gonna get your food. You didn't pay for it. You got £20. You're paying for it. You're gonna figure it out. You want the food. You figure it out. I'm not doing this.
I know you're my sire, and like should be.
Gideon sits up on the back of one of the seats with his back to the window and crosses his knees like he's just gonna. He wants to watch this situation unfold.
Uh,
There's the
Remember
food,
these. He's
Kincaid.
got,
The
and
food's
he's
over
got
there.
water and bile and blood kind of dripping from his lip. He doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Oh,
So
for
he goes
Christ's
to the
sake.
food. He goes to the food. He
There's a
goes to the food.
bathroom over there. The food's over there. You make up your mind what you want to do.
And he eats the food at the counter.
So you start eating the food at the counter, right? So you start
Yep.
like just opening the boxes and stuffing your
Oh,
face.
just
Excuse me,
everything's
sir.
going.
I need to serve some other customers. Do you mind taking? You need to pay for this. This is going to be 79. Oh my God, sir, you can't do that here. Come on, no, no, please. Oh my God. I'm going to get the manager. She goes off to get the manager, and there's nobody at the
No,
counter for a moment.
no. He grabs her, drops her in the
Grabs
plate.
her. Okay, okay.
She's
Now
the new Big Mac.
customers are now screaming. Gideon is kind of chuckling to himself, sitting in the background, just shaking his head like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And you're
And I drain her
all the way.
dry.
Okay, so she collapses, pale and pallid, to the floor. Um, the someone's calling the police in the background and behind the counter, behind the machines, back where they make the burgers and stuff. You know, around at the office.
And I'm still eating
The office door
burgers,
slams shut.
fries.
You can see the manager behind the blinds, and the blinds go. They just flip closed.
Yep.
Suddenly.
You know what? I don't see anything. I don't know anything.
Yeah, and you might be able to see the silhouette of the manager talking on the phone against the blinds.
I wouldn't. At this point in time, I am literally let loose in the bliss of blood and the humanity that I've been craving.
A couple of people
For a
walk in through the
year.
front door and immediately freak out and walk straight back out again. There's a few people that were in the queue that have scattered. Two people decide they're going to come and try and tackle you after a minute of sort of deliberating about this.
No, I let them.
You let them? Okay, so they...
Like, I have no orientation at this moment in time.
Okay.
This hedonistic feast rather, of blood, chips, hamburger. Like, this is like, I am. When in Rome. When in fucking Rome. and he's been craving this for a year and a half.
Right.
Here you
Okay.
go. And Gideon just like let a fucking pit bull
Right.
loose on
These
the food.
these two jocks, basically, they're hooligan jocks. I don't know what that is. There's probably a British slang for this type of person.
No, it's jocks.
It's jocks. Okay. Well, they
Yep.
grab you and they take you. They try and push you down onto the floor. One of them's holding you down, and the other one's sort of also trying to hold you down with a knee on your back. And there's a woman there who must be the girlfriend of one of them, and she's like, yes, can I have the police, please? There's been an attack here at the McDonald's on the corner of blah 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 blah. And then suddenly she stops because Gideon has. What do you think Gideon's preferred method of dispatch might be? I mean, I'm thinking he has obtenebration, so he could just wrap a tendril around her neck and go. But that might be a bit too obvious, and he does have a certain amount of common sense, so he might do something that's not going to breach the masquerade in front of these security cameras.
So he's actually on temp and with a preference into Protean.
Oh, why did I
See,
use obtenebration? Right, because for some reason I keep thinking he's a
no,
Lasombra, and
he
it's a
does. He
Gangrel.
does both.
He does have obtenebration.
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, so what he's going to do, I think, is walk up behind her and wolf claws through the back of her neck, just right into her base of her brain. And
Yep.
so she just drops the phone, goes
And
kind of
has a
limp,
stroke.
goes slack
Yep.
at the face, drops to the floor. And he's like, well, I think I've solved that problem. He looks around. Any more problems?
I'm.
Does anyone else have a problem? Hurry up, you fucking idiot, will you? You're taking forever. I've never seen a vampire eat food like this. It's disgusting. You know that, right? It is disgusting what you're doing.
Oh.
What do you think is going to happen to all that food you're stuffing in your face? You can't digest that. You can't. You're a fucking vampire. What are you doing?
He spends a blood point.
You know it's all going to come out the wrong way, don't you?
No, but it feels like it's going to go the right way.
Does it? Well, that's good. I'm glad you're having fun. He picks you up from the floor.
Ship.
Come on. He walks you, holding your jacket, walks you to the bathroom. Come on. He swipes up a whole bunch of serviettes on the way and takes you to the bathroom. Clean yourself
So
up.
he does what he needs to do, and he comes out and he's wiping his mouth. He's kind of stroking the left side of his buttock.
What are you doing?
Mm. I don't want to do that again, but if there's ever an opportunity, I'm feeling much better. I don't know what you said.
You hear the toilet flush in one of the cubicles, and somebody stands up inside one of the cubicles, and you can hear the belt getting tied up and jingle jingle zip, and then the cubicle door swings open, and this dude steps out, stops in the doorway. Now, at
I
this
look
point,
at
are
I
you?
look at
What do
Gideon.
you look like right now? You've got new clothes on, but you've just
Oh yeah, no, I got new clothes on, but I am covered in
food and blood.
just
Yeah.
yeah. I probably shit through my trousers too.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm not a good picture
Right.
of health or vampiric charm.
Right.
I
Gideon
am somebody
Gideon
who has been
steps out.
dragged out of servitude.
Gideon steps outside the door of the bathroom, and he's just going to stop anybody else coming in or going out. He's just going to leave you in there until you're done. So,
So whoever was in the next stall to my right,
yep.
um, I would not drain them dry,
Okay.
and I would leave them appropriately. Just
I'm thinking it's a sort of curly, dark-haired fellow, possibly Middle Eastern, wearing an ill-fitting grey suit with a white shirt, um, glasses, businessman, but not a businessman so much as a manager. You know, trying to make it in the
So
big city.
he had a bit of a problem with his caloric intake and leave him leaning against the taps as he was trying to run cold water over his head. And I'd look at him and I was like, sorry mate, um just coming into kind of some sort of mental clarity at this point in time.
Right.
Then I come out, adjusting my trousers, noticing my trousers are not fitting the way they should.
Right. The lights in the bathroom flicker.
Did you do that?
Gideon's outside.
Oh, I go and try to meet Gideon.
So you open the door, and Gideon's standing just outside the door now, his arms crossed, leaning against the wall. You see there's another two corpses lying in front of the door now. Hurry up, the cops are coming.
Did I do that?
No, you fucking idiot. I did that to protect you, you fool.
Well, then let's get it on.
Out of here, eh? Come on. You fucking stink, by the way. You're not getting in my car like that. You're not getting in my car like that. Look, clean yourself up. You've got 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes.
He just strips everything off, jumps into like, hangs his ass into like one of the fucking taps and just does what he can. But he's pretty much all balls and wiener when he gets into the fucking car. It's like,
Okay. All right.
you told me to get rid of it. I'm clean.
Yeah, you're clean. That's good enough for me. Good enough for me. There's a body bag in the back if you really need it.
Don't need it that bad.
I
In
didn't
fact,
think
I'm
so.
feeling
You're feeling better now.
feeling feeling ripe in ages.
Good, good. Now, what I really wanted to do is take you somewhere where we could have a chat and a bit of a nice time for once. I've got plans for you.
He kind of stops for like he had a fry in his hand. He's nibbling on like.
You still eating that shite? Jesus. We're gonna have a repeat situation in about half an hour, aren't we?
You forgot how good this tastes.
I don't care how good it tastes. It doesn't taste anything like VTI. That's what I like.
But I had it in the same fucking pile, man. I had Vita, I had meat, I had fries, I had everything.
You had everything. Fries.
I had
The
it.
lot.
I had everything. Yeah, you look back at those fuckers, they're telling you what you don't need to eat and what you need to eat.
You
I
can hear.
needed everything.
You can see flashing lights and you can hear sirens in the distance. The flashing lights are in the rearview mirror, or reflecting in the distance. As you pull away from the restaurant and you're driving off now, sitting at the back of the vehicle, bollocks half naked, eating fries in the back seat. Yeah. Okay. Gideon looks over his shoulder at you as he's driving. I should have fucking ghouls for this.
Ghouls would not be this much fun.
I have to admit, you are quite a crack up. You're quite a crack up. There's that. I'm going to take you to a place I know called the Old Dev. Have you heard of it?
I paused for a second as he's trying to recollect his pre embrace amplitude, and he's like, there's a place that I went to when I was looking for more drugs or
Right.
information. Like,
Yes.
it's a place we go to.
That's
Yeah.
right. We have some contacts there. I'm going to get you out of here. Out of game.
Steve, gotta get
So,
me out of here.
so
Yeah.
for a moment, I'm 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 playing the character that I'm playing that is evolving on the spot, right?
Mhm.
Given what I've been picking up, um,
Mhm.
is this a direction that you're happy with? Because
Yeah, I'm good.
there's a couple of things that could happen here. One is Subfera stops you, she finds you, and you go back to the circus. And
Hmm.
this whole scenario just continues, and then eventually you escape.
Wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah.
Watch, rinse, right, and this could happen numerous times until eventually you do escape, because you do go to America, right? That's the thing. He does escape to
Yes.
America,
For 30 years, I'm in Americas.
right? So is this the point that he escapes, or is this just one of the rinse repeats? And if it is a rinse and
It's.
repeat, then we have to think about that because Gideon's reputation within the clan, within the circus, also comes into question.
I think it would be a good point to hit a not a rinse repeat into a more
Change of
congressional
gears.
option where him in himself is coming to a realization that what he has had believed in for Mother Night has kind of there, there's a bit of disillusion, and he is ready for a change. And whether that means going Camarilla, which I don't see him going, I think he would be sick to his stomach if he ever did that, but possibly Anarch, which I think would be a good kind of tie-in.
So, what if Gideon sets him up to go to New York to hang out with some Sabbats that he knows?
That would be perfect. Yeah, because Utica, where I would landed back on my original character concept, would literally I go north,
Right.
and he actually engaged himself into as shitty as it is, sex trafficking and whorehouses, and
All sorts of bad stuff.
he well, he learned from the best. Thank you, Gideon, because Gideon was a smart motherfucker. He knew where money lay,
Right.
and he knew where pups could come from.
All right. So, I think Gideon's going to take you, first of all, to a hotel. So,
Okay.
it's a decent hotel. It's like a fucking Hilton or something. Um, and he's going to go in first and tell you to wait in the car. He comes back with some new clothes, and he comes out and they're like dry cleaned inside of a dry cleaning packet. Comes back to the car, opens the door, tosses them in. Put those on. I didn't get you
He
any
kind of looks.
undies. Sorry about that. I haven't got
It's
you any
fine.
shoes either, actually. Come to think of it, you're gonna have to go barefoot for now.
Kind of looks at his feet like. No, never mind then.
It's something better than nothing, right? I'll get you up into the room and then we can look at some more clothes, I think.
Uh, yeah. Where are we going then? Like, what are we doing here?
Well, we're having a vacation. That's what we're doing.
Vacation from
What do you mean from what? Don't
car?
ask. You're asking
No, not
stupid
what.
questions. These are
It's
stupid
not these
questions.
stupid questions.
You know they're
It's
stupid questions. You're having a fucking vacation before you go away for a business trip, right? Now, come on. Let's get moving.
he moves out and
All right. He takes you to the elevator.
his wheels are turning.
He takes you to the elevator, and you go up to a room up on the 17th floor. It's an expensive room. Um, and Gideon walks you in and closes the door behind himself. Looks at his watch. He's got a Rolex on. I'm expecting company in about 20 minutes because you've fed, but I haven't. Make yourself
Gonna.
comfortable. There's a television and there's whatever you need, right? Now, question for you. Have I taught you everything that you need to know? Let's see about that. So, you know what clan you are, right? I forget what
Like
I've taught you. It's been so long.
Gangrel.
You're a gangrel, right? And he makes his eyes glow. How about that? Can you see in the dark, fucker? Flicks off the lights.
Yeah, I can see in the fucking dark.
Good, good. Turns it back on again. So, what about earth melt? Did I teach you that?
Nah, I don't know fucking earth now.
That's a shame. Could have been useful. We're not going to have time for that now. Too bad. Oh well. Okay, so here's the deal. You're going to New York, or at least to the New World. When you get there, you're going to meet some friends of mine, and you're going to do some business on my behalf. I'm looking to expand things outside of the purview of the circus of shadows. I know Mother Night will be very upset, but you know what? She's probably very upset right now, as it is. So it's not going to make an awful lot of fucking difference now, is it? Now I know that
Jeez, look,
you.
menu of shit to order.
Right, he takes it off of you, just grabs it. Stop fucking around. Smacks you with the menu. Pay attention, fucking fool. You used to be so goddamn sharp. I don't know what the fuck. You're practically useless now. You're gonna take months to fix your brain, isn't it?
You know what fucking did that to me?
I do know, and I'm trying to help you, you fucking idiot. Now stop fucking around. Pay attention. You're going to the new world. You're going to do some work for me. You're going to straighten yourself out. You're going to straighten your life out. You're going to become somebody else. You are going to set up a new operation. I got people who want things, and you know how to get them. So you're going to do that for me. All right? What?
You,
What?
you get me out of the fucking rock. I'll do what you want. Not only just because you're Messiah, but yeah, that's.
You need to understand something.
I could do that.
Guns down in front of you. What's happened to you? What's happened to you is not your fault. It's my fault. But it's not my fault either, really, because, you know, I didn't have a choice either. Do you get that?
No.
The shit falls downhill. It rolls downhill. The piss trickles down from the top. We're at the bottom, and you're right at the bottom right now.
How does that make it any better
Oh,
or any
it doesn't make
fucking
anything
worse
better.
then?
It doesn't change anything, does it? Not really. But it does help if you understand. You know, because you have to realize that you didn't deserve any of this. I should have killed you. Would have been better for you.
She said that over and over and over.
Ah, yes, Farah. Well, there's not much we can do about that now. Is your body healed?
No, there's nothing wrong with my body.
Good.
I'm just not.
Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Kincaid. You've been through a lot. She put you through a lot. She tried that shit on me. I wasn't having it. And then she took you off me, fucking bitch. Alright? Now I made you. I didn't make you for her. I made you for me. She fucking swiped you. And Mother Night, she let her. I'm not happy about any of this. I'm not happy about what's happened to you. You were supposed to work for me, and this has all gone AWOL. It's been like this for fucking years, and I'm tired of it as well. This was not supposed to happen to you. But the thing is, you've been through so much. But the thing about that is that you have become stronger for it. How much stronger are you now for it? Because you've seen things, you've felt things, you've endured in ways that no human could have.
Jeez. Kind of grasping at the menu you're going to like, because I'm not fucking human anymore, am I?
No.
I don't know what the fuck I am.
You're a vampire, you fucking idiot. You're one of the children of Cain,
You
like me.
say that, you come
I
boy,
see that.
and you've dropped it like some fucking turd in my fucking head, but you've never done nothing about it. Not
No, I
until
didn't.
now.
No, no, that's true. Yes, that's true. But, I guess I saw there was a certain amount of reason behind of all of it. I guess I saw that there was a certain point to it for a while. And I saw you grow and I saw you change and I saw you get broken all the way down to nothing. But now you get to be built up again. I know about you, Kincaid. You're not suitable for the circus of shadows. You're not a suitable pup. You don't play with others nicely.
Well, I can't. I don't know why.
Huh?
I just can't.
Yeah. Too much fucking willpower there. Too much will. Can't be broken. You're like a
She says,
freaking horse that won't be broken. So there's only one option. I mean, we can put you down or we can set you free.
he drops the menu that he was holding in his hands. Even though you ripped out his hands, he was like, "Celerity, he's got it
You
back."
snatch
It's
it
like
back again. Yeah.
yeah, bullshit.
No worries.
You're willing to just let me go then?
I'm not letting you go. You're working for me. You got a job to do. What I'm doing is covering your fucking tracks.
His brain, just, you could see like this, the explosion of just like, what the fuck?
I
And
can't
how?
guarantee. I can't guarantee this is going to be any better. I mean, you might turn up in the new world, and they might be just as bad as these lot. But at least you got a chance. You got a fighting chance, right? And now listen, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell Semfera and Mother Knight, the rest of them, that I took you out in order. You know what? I haven't figured it all out yet, but I'll tell them this much: you tried to escape, and I had to put you down.
So I'm dead then?
As far as they're concerned.
Fuck with that. Don't need to be alive right now anyway.
Yeah,
Everything I
yeah.
know is
Spare
already.
me, spare me your fucking sob story. I've heard it before, right, Kincaid? Enough of that. I
Well,
don't care
it's
about
good
that.
because you fucking created this shite in a way.
Oh, you miserable little prick. All right, so listen, we're gonna have to convince them that you're dead, though. That's gonna be the tricky part. That's what comes next. So, here's the deal. You're gonna spend a night here in this hotel, and I'm gonna spend, I don't know, I can probably drop 10 grand on you. Right? Do whatever the fuck you like. Don't make too much of a mess that I can't clean up. If you do that, all bets are off if you pull that shite on me. But you can do whatever the fuck you like. Hookers, cocaine, fucking all the McDonald's you want. Who cares? Do whatever the fuck you like. You have a night to yourself. I'll be here. And then tomorrow night, we kill you. And the night after that, you're reborn.
He has a bit of a ping. So you're saying that after this, if I could make enough money to support myself in whatever endeavor that you're actually pushing me into, I could have a new identity then?
I should say so. I should say that would be a good idea, yes. I'll tell you this much, Kincaid. The likelihood is Mother Night and the rest of them is going to try and push me into tracking you down. The likelihood is, 10 years from now, I might well be on your tail too. You may have to watch out for me. I can't guarantee that I can keep up this facade for long. And if they figure it out, they're either going to put me down, or they're going to twist me around their little fingers and make me dance like a fucking puppet. And if they do that, then you've got me to worry about as well. So, Here's my advice:
Then,
don't trust anything I say from here on in.
then sire, then I will prove you right in the fact that I can disappear. I can disappear very well.
Do it.
If you have taught me a few things.
I know.
He does that very lazily in the point that he kind of looks up to you like giving you like no positive attitude, but just like you've teach me a few things. And I will take that and you'll never find me again.
You say that. Look, you got a fighting chance, Kincaid. That's all I can give you. It's the best I can do. And I don't know, maybe I'm doing this because it's the right time of the month or whatever. I can't say exactly why. But it feels like the right thing to do right now.
And I have no opinion. I can't. I don't know anything of your mind. I've met you, what, 6 times in the past fucking year and a half?
You are such a crybaby, Kincaid. Don't make me regret this.
Ah. Have you ever the one thing that you actually chased me for and you told me? It's fuck the most fucking survivor. I know who to talk to and not to talk to.
Aye,
So, Gideon, I'm sorry, man. You need to get the fuck out.
that's what you want. You put that baby face to good work, eh? Here. He takes out his wallet, it's thick with cash. He puts it on the table. You can have that. And I'll give you this.
Just,
He takes out a Glock and puts that on the table too. That'll get you started. And he walks away.
and he takes everything that's on that table. He walks out of that hotel
Mm-hmm.
and he walks to the far, far feckin' west. He doesn't take any trains or taxis.
Just
He
walks.
walks as long as it takes him. So that's from central London all the way to, wow,
What does he do when the sun comes up? Because he's gonna be faced with that because he's not gonna make it to the sea before.
hostels, tents, um, tree bases. Like even if he has to actually dive down and do stupid shit like digging into the ground, like he does
Okay.
whatever is necessary. Um, yeah.
Okay.
But I think at this point in time, it would be also a good opportunity to introduce where he actually runs into the Nosferatu
Mm.
when he's trying to get out of fucking London.
Mm.
Because London's not easy to get out of.
Right.
And
So
you
maybe he ends up
his
having to crawl through a
allies.
sewer. Does he have to crawl through a
Yeah.
sewer? Okay.
Oh, I'm sure he fucking does at some point in time.
All right. Well, how about we have a scene where you're in the sewer?
Okay, so can you give me 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I need
To
to.
do some things.
Yep.
All right. Let's take a 5 minute break. I'll go and grab a coffee.
Ciao.
Cool. Well, I'm back, but Jesse's away, so I'm just gonna sneak a cheeky bit of curry while I'm waiting for Jesse to come back. Don't tell anyone. But feel free to chat in the old. Oh, I left the sound on. Now, when you say that I left the sound on, Feral Artificer, I'm curious because I've got my headphones on, but I'm assuming the sound's coming through my mic, which obviously I didn't carry with me. So when you say I left the sound on, what did you hear? You can hear me walking in. Oh, okay. Fascinating. Interesting. Welcome back, Jess. Excellent. So I'm just having a cheeky snack while we play. Nom nom nom.
Well, so am I.
What are you drinking? So
this is a gin sour with raspberry lemonade that I've shaken with a little bit of Angostura bitters. Yeah, so.
Okay. So, Kincaid is in the sewers, trying to escape from London. And let me think about this. So as you're moving through the sewers, I don't know how good you are at finding your way underground in the sewers, so maybe a survival check is in order.
First roll of the evening, yeah.
So perhaps it's wits and survival? Does that make sense? Oh, I have to get the door.
Thought I had this loaded. Oh, there it is. Yep.
Wits
and survival.
Yep, first roll of the evening. See, we played for like 2 hours without even a single check. That is, motherfuckers, what I call some role playing.
Hell yeah. It's plus. Why is this so hard to find in the list? It's like, it's alphabetical.
It's alphabetical, right? And it's like, but it's still hard to find.
There you go. Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, what are we getting here? Oh, I see the dice log is all fucked up. Here we go.
Got two successes.
2 successes, alright then.
2, 4, 8, and a 10.
2, 4, 8, and a 10. Alright then, so your wits and survival. And,
Yep.
Alright, well, you're finding your way through the sewers there, and now I'll get a perception alertness check, please.
Okay. Perception and alertness rolling. 3.
3. You are aware that every time you walk, your footsteps are echoing back through the sewer. But then you notice that there is a slight dissonance in the footsteps, as if somebody is mimicking you. Like you take 4 steps, they take 4 steps. You stop, they stop. You take a step, they stop. You take another 2 steps, they take 2 steps. They stop. They're trying to echo you. They're trying to cover their sound by copying your movements.
I stop. I know you're out there. I'm just trying to get out. Get to the west side of London. That's it.
You're going the wrong way, friend. I don't know who you are, or why you're here, but you've come to the wrong place. If you're looking to survive, this is the domain of the Nosferatu. I know your kindred. I've already seen the wreckage that you've left behind.
He sits down on whatever's available, even if he has to sit down in the fucking filth, and he's just like,
Mm-hmm. You can sit down against a sort of stone wall outcroppy thing. You see a figure detach itself from the shadows. Takes a few steps towards you. Is wearing a long, ragged coat with holes in it. Patchwork. You can see the sort of pale, twisted features of what appears to be a Nosferatu vampire. Pale, hairless.
I know you. I know you're kind.
You don't know me, friend. Not yet. You are in my domain.
No, I don't mean any disrespect.
Ah,
But I mean by I know you.
yes.
What I know of you,
What
I
is
know
that?
from my mother.
I see. Well, my name's Caleb.
Then he stands up, does the brush. I mean, he's wearing probably like the shorts and the flip flops and the other bullshit that he has left on him.
Why are you dressed like that? You look ridiculous.
I know. I look.
Well, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. You could be...
I've been let go, man. And here I am in front of you, the way you are, the way I am, and you're fucking criticizing me about the way I wear my fucking clothes.
Well,
It's a comedy.
you must forgive
Ugh.
me. Most vampires come down here looking for information. They tend to come here armed to the teeth with their body armor and their heart shields and their fireproof trench coats and their combat boots and all of that whatnot. They just, between you and me, they also look ridiculous. The thing is, we all look ridiculous. It's absurd, isn't it? That's reality. In fact, I mean, things were absurd before I was a vampire. Now they're even more absurd. Nothing's changed. Your ridiculousness is quite endearing, I should say. You're, oddly enough, not Malkavian. You're not on any registry that we have. So, do you have a name then, boy?
What name would you like? Would you like Arthur? Would you like Scots? Would you like Kincaid?
Why, I don't care what
I
name you go by. I just want something to use to put a pronoun to. You know? So, that's fine. Whatever you wish is fine with me.
well, for now, you can just really call me Scots, because that's what I am right now. I'm
Ah,
the refuse that's been thrown out, and I'm hiding. That's what
well,
it is. And that's what my sire has
uh,
condemned me to, even though he's saying he's fucking saving me, but here I am, moving
well
across.
who is your sire? Is it
Just,
anyone I know?
I, how the fuck I don't know then?
Oh, I see. Well, I see. Sounds a bit dangerous, really, doesn't it? You don't know the name of your sire. That doesn't
No, I
leave a
know
lot
the
of
name of him, but
options.
is it the name of him? I can call
Well,
him Gideon. That's
Gideon
what he is. It's what he called me. It's what he.
has told you his name is Gideon, did he? How long ago was this he made you?
Fucking no, man.
Have you fed?
Yeah, 2 years.
Have you fed, boy?
I had a Big Mac.
Is that what you call it?
No, she was laid out in the tray, and I consumed her like she was nothing.
Oh yes. Did
But
you did you feel
there was
bad
a
about
Big
that?
Mac. Not in the moment, but now I'm fucking regretting it.
Oh, why is that? Why? What's your regret stemming from? Scats.
I've never been offered anything like that before. Not since my mortal life, I guess. Like, if you could call it that. I can't even believe I'm even thinking about the shite. My mortal fucking life was just. It was.
So I have the impression that you're running away from something. Would that be true?
I'm running and I'm doing. Because
Running and doing.
apparently my sire says I'm doing something for him then. Out in the fucking new world then.
It's quite a lot to keep up with you. Yes. So, where are you going then?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a shame. You must be in some real trouble then, I suppose. Would you like me to take you to the prince?
I don't even know who that is.
Well, that's Angelus. He's the prince. I don't know what he'd make of you, though. You've got 3 days before you have to see him, so there's no rush.
Could
No
you help
rush
me?
at all. Could he
Or
help you?
could you help me get all this fucking rock then? Because that's all I need to do. I just. If you get me off of this rock.
Has your out of game? Has your microphone switched or something? Suddenly
Sorry.
changed. Oh, that's better.
Yep. No, it's my hand waving.
Off this rock. You mean England?
Yeah. England.
Oh,
And I don't mean off and drop me off with the fishers. I mean to
sure.
get me off of this fucking rock for good.
Yes. Well, that's funny.
I'll be
You
out of
know.
here. And I don't mean to be in a position. I'm just.
Oh, it's not an imposition. I just don't know too much about who you are. See,
No, and I get that.
most people that come to me asking for any sort of transport advice, they're usually trying to get into England. It's usually not the other way around. Getting out's not so hard. It's getting in that's the problem, for at least for most people. So you must be, well, are you a criminal? I don't mean that with any judgment in mind.
You wouldn't like. You wouldn't like who I am.
Oh, I can't say I would or would not like. I don't tend to judge others when I can help it. I mean,
Have you ever heard of people or kindred being called as pups?
called as pups, did you say?
Pups.
Can't say I have. What's that about? Tell me.
All I can really say is that they tortured me. They made me do things that were unnatural,
Oh,
beyond even what I am. And I did them,
so.
and I enjoyed it,
Ooh.
and now I don't, and I want to
see.
get out.
Ah, I see.
But I was a pup, and I was
I
hit a lot.
You don't mind me asking you what sort of clan you might be, do you? Do you know?
Sire said we were gangrel.
Oh, that's a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. Interesting. I thought perhaps you might be Torrid or something. Bizarre. Maybe
I don't even know
Malkavian.
who Toridar
Malkavian.
are.
Malkavian would make more sense. But you say Gangrel.
Don't know. Don't know, but
You say your name of your sire was someone who calls himself Gideon. Gangrel, then I assume.
what he said he was.
And do you believe him?
Don't know.
Does he have a propensity to lie to you?
I had him in a fucking sewer, man. I'm trying to get to the east or the west coast, this fucking rock to get off of it, like he said I was supposed to. It get, you're asking me so many I don't know, man.
You don't have to answer my questions. I'm just curious. I thought perhaps if you could
So
tell me some of these answers, I might be able to assist you in some way. I mean, clearly
here
you
I am
don't
then.
want to be here, do you? I mean, who in their right mind would want to spend their time in the sewer like this? It'd have to be a Nosferatu. And you don't look like a Nosferatu, so I can only assume then that you don't want to actually be here. You'd rather move on. So you see, I'm trying to help you.
Well, you can see that there's a level of frustration about KK right now. He doesn't know what to do. Like he's pacing. He's trying to move towards the west, where he was told he needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
But there's obvious issues with that. Whether it's inability to move in the direction directly, and inability to actually correctly navigate, or he's getting hungry and doesn't know how to hunt. Because you know what they did do? What
Didn't
they
teach you
did
to
not
hunt.
do. They did not teach me to hunt.
So you
So,
seem somewhat
yeah.
agitated, friend. Are you hungry?
Yeah! Fucking hungry, man.
I know it's not very nice. Most people don't like it, but there are rats here. You can feed on them. They don't mind. Well, they do mind, but that's not the point. There's one here. Yeah. He catches a rat using obfuscate to sneak up on it. He brings it up to you. Yeah. He won't mind. Just bend him over a little bit like that round the back of the ear. You can feed on him there. I can hold him for you if you want. Just have a little nibble. You don't have to kill him. You can if you want, I'm sure. It won't
Do we
be.
hear and smell the heartbeat running through it?
Mm.
The excitation of fear and everything and all that? I would succumb even though I feel, because he has scats in his own brain as well.
Right,
Who is also the rat that chews his own tail.
right. Oh,
Yeah, I can
okay,
see why
just...
people think he's Malkavian. I get that now.
He, gives you the rat, yeah.
Sure. That was.
It's not much, is it? It might suffice for a little while. I can find you another one if you wish. We could graduate even, if you like. I could take you somewhere where there are some dogs. You ever had dog? I don't personally like dog or rat, to be honest with you, but, you know, in a pinch. It's a
No.
bit like fast food.
I
Fills
don't
a
know how to say
spot.
this, man. I appreciate what you trying to do, but I need to get out of this rock.
Right.
There is an organization,
Oh, yes.
people that are chasing me, and I don't want to put you or what you have in danger.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm all right. Brutus will look after us. I
But
could
he
take you
grabs you,
to...
but he grabs him with
Oh, ho,
you
ho, ho, ho,
don't
ho.
understand.
Oh, you're quite serious.
She.
Who's she?
Oh,
You're not very well, are you? Oh dear. Come on.
no, honestly,
Try
I think I need to do a roll here. I'm thinking
Yep.
self-control.
Okay.
What is a roll? 2D. Never did it. No, that's not that one. Apologies. No, roll's not working. So, I have one success in a self-control roll
Okay.
when interacting with this particular individual, trying to convey to him that the particular VT he is presenting me to is not what I
Cutting
need.
it. Right.
And there's other things that I'm worried about.
Right. So one success for you means what?
One success is
He's
could you get me
barely containing it.
Could you get me out of here?
I'm trying, friend. I'm doing my best. I need to know more about you. Otherwise, I'm not doing my due diligence, you see. Let me explain something to you. You're in the domain of the Nosferatu.
And I don't know what that fucking means!
I am about to tell you, if you just quieten down. What I'm trying to tell you is that the Nosferatu, we trade in information. Information is our currency. That's what we use to confer favors and goods and services, if you will. So I need to know things about you before I could take you anywhere, because people are going to need to know. Now, you don't need to worry, because those people will be other Nosferatu, like myself, my sire, for example, and Brutus. Brutus is the Primogen counselor here. He will definitely, most certainly, need to know. Possibly even the enforcer, Urian. He probably will want to know too. Especially if the people you say that are following you are dangerous. Well, you might consider it as a good idea, Urian knows, because he might well keep them at bay on your behalf. Have you ever heard the term Sabbat in your life? Do you know that... Listen to me, do you know the term Sabbat? Is that something you're familiar with, that word, Sabbat?
No.
You're not familiar.
I don't know. Sabbat. I don't know what
Nobody said that
talking about.
All right. What about
I
retie?
know that I'm different. I know that
Do you know
I
the
need
word?
blood.
Do you know the word retie?
Yes, I know that.
Do you know that? Right. What context do you hear that word in?
Vita is... we live on it.
Not vitae, retie, with an R, like rites, rituals.
No.
Okay, all right. Come on then, we better get you some blood. Come on, this way. I'll help you. There's a subway station around here. There's going to be a few homeless people. That'll be a good start.
All of a sudden, we'll run into a tube, and that's going to be the end of mine. Last, give me the salvation. A fucking tube.
Calm down. I'll bring you something, eh? How about that? There's a little hole in the wall up here, and by that I don't mean a place to buy kebabs. I'm talking about an actual hole in the fucking wall. Hello, Charlie. So how about you wait in this little spot over here, and I'll get you some food. Right, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere though. It's very dangerous down here. You wouldn't want Brutus to accidentally run into you and think that you were the enemy or something. That'd be very bad. You probably need me at this point to explain your point of view. Do you understand? Just say yes. Just nod.
Yes.
Good. Right, I'll be right back. He walks off.
And Kincaid would kind of get into like a... I don't know, you pass out a little. As much as a kindred can do.
Right.
Without actually going to sleep.
Torpor.
Or torpor, yeah. I didn't want to investigate torpor. It's more of a... he has no idea what the fuck is going on anymore. Because he has no persons to tell him what is going on anymore. His life was, as you know, the circus. So.
Right. So about 15 minutes pass, and you hear footsteps coming back down the hallway, along with a dragging sound.
Okay.
And then this person who's introduced themselves to you as Kalev stops in front of you with a body that they have in one arm, just dragging behind them, and he drops a cell phone onto your lap. That's for you. You might find that useful. Don't worry about it right now, but you need this. And he dumps this homeless woman, very scraggly, into your lap also. She seems to be unconscious. I'd have a bit of a go at that now if I were you, before it wakes up. When they were awake, so much more trouble. It's much easier when they're out like a light.
He looks at her and kind of turns her head slightly to show the vein.
You're not being fussy now, are you?
What's he gonna do with her?
What am I going to do with her? I'm not going to do anything with her. You're going to. She's for you. It's a gift.
But they are food or chattel, and you're just going to drop her in my lap.
Yes. So you can have a feast, so you can survive. What did you say your name was?
Scats.
Scats. Interesting. So you believe that humans are chattels, eh? Food and chattels.
I would not be mistaken. I'd like to take it down to the mortal, but
Yes.
you've given me someone who's the other end of the life, and you've asked me to take what is necessary for me.
Yes. That seems to be the case, doesn't it?
He pushes her off his lap.
Did you drink from her?
Nope.
What's wrong? You don't want it now?
She's at the end of her life.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. She could survive.
He looks at her.
You don't have to kill her, you know. It's just like the rat.
She's at the end of her life. She
You don't-
deserves better.
Why are you being so dramatic? If she deserves better, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? It's all very well and good having opinions about things, but you know, if you're not going to do anything about it, well...
And what could I fucking do?
Well, I suppose you could make her a ghoul. Or perhaps you could heal her. Or you could look after her, take her somewhere, make her part of a herd. You've got many options.
And you're saying words that mean nothing to me.
Oh dear, you haven't learnt anything, have you? Oh dear. This Gideon didn't do a very good job, did he? I've half a mind to take you to the prince. I suspect someone probably should get into that little head of yours and poke around, see what they can find out. I'm beginning to have suspicions about this
Poke
Gideon.
around. You like to poke around just like she did every fucking night of my bloody life for the past year and a half.
Who's
You're gonna get
the
in there. You're gonna dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and bring it all out and make it all fucking fantasy. That's what you want to do.
I made a phone call while I was away to my friend Durga. Durga's on his way here too. He's going to be interested in you. Don't worry, I told him not to hurt you.
Oh, you can hurt me because I've been hurt far worse.
Oh, don't be so dramatic.
Far worse.
Very dramatic.
Far worse. Far worse. And right now, that would be more familiar than this.
Another figure detaches itself from the shadows and enters the space. Who is this, then? I don't know. He says his name is Scats. Bit of a strange one, if you ask me. Could be Malkavian, possibly anti-tribu. Difficult to tell. Says his sire is someone called Gideon. Talks about humans as chattel. What do you make of that? Ah, yes, that is very odd, isn't it? Could be that we have an escapee here. Is that what you are, child? Are you an escapee of the Sabbat? Did you break out?
I didn't.
He's a
Let me
vampire, isn't
go.
he? Yes, I think he is a vampire. I saw him drinking a rat earlier. We won't drink this homeless woman, though. He seems to have standards. Very strange standards, but, it's hard to say what goes through his mind. He's been ranting and raving for the last hour or so.
Just let me go. Set.
You can go any time you wish. I can show you the
No.
way out of here if you want.
No. Not that I want to go. It's the fact that he let me go. She would let me. And the fact that I'm getting haunted. Is that what it is? You
Listen,
you're pushing me off then? You get
you're
me off this fucking rock because you feel embarrassed by me then?
you're safe here. Whatever your name really is, you're safe. You can breathe
And
now.
he curls up like a rat and he
Uh-huh.
tries to chew on a non-existent tail.
I think perhaps we should look into getting him some more serious assistance. Yes, I tend to agree. Do you think Uther might be the one? I think it's a good idea. He says he's a gangrel, is what he told me. Let's look into this. And Caleb stays here with you while Durga goes off.
And he's literally chewing on his pinky finger as if it was a tail. And he chews it down to the bone.
Caleb watches you at doing this, and he says to you, do you do this often?
It's what she says I need to do. She's not here. If I'm up on the post, I need this, I need to suffer. This is the only way I can think about doing it. And Scats good. Scats behaves. Scats listens.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Then he just repeats this just like ad nauseum.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that the long and the short is that some time passes, and I don't think
Yep.
these guys have any clue what to do about that. They seem to want to help you, but they don't seem to know how to help you. So they've called in some help. And so a couple of hours later, it's much later now. You hear. Can you make a perception alertness check?
Okay. At this point, yeah. Any negatives? Any? That's gonna roll it. Wow! Look at that. 2 successes. Badass motherfucker.
2
2
successes.
10s.
All right. So you hear this wind travel down the tunnel, and the water in the tunnel ripples for a moment, and then this figure appears. He's wearing something akin to a robe. He looks like he's from some other time. He's got short cropped grey hair. It's kind of a little bit spiky. He's weathered. He looks like he's in his 50s or 60s. At least as a human, but you can tell he's a vampire. And He looks down at you. He says to Kalev, "Is this the one?" Kalev nods. No, I'm just going to have to get into character a little bit.
Yeah, I can't chew on my finger harder than that, so.
Might go, Charlie. Malcolm McDowell. Yes, that's right. He looks somewhat like Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, good. I like it.
Do you know who Malcolm McDowell is? You know what he looks like?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. He bends down next to you. Gangrel, you say?
He throws up Protean.
What sort of gangrel cowers like a rat in a sewer? You're making me ashamed of my own blood.
You say the same thing. My sire did.
Listen to me, child. You should stand up now. You are a vampire, not a rat.
So stand up and get to be shot down again, brought in the corner, chained, beaten.
Life is a never-ending transition from standing to falling to being broken and rebuilt. You will learn this.
He lets go of his finger, even though it's gone.
Your complaints are duly noted, child, but they will not serve you anymore. Your whining must stop. Now it is time for you to become empowered. This is where you take responsibility for the blood in your veins, because it has been given to you. The blood of Cain is in your veins, and you now have this power. You have two choices. You may walk out into the sunlight upon the morrow and be destroyed by the holy and divine light of God, or you may choose to take responsibility for the power that is now in your veins. If you choose this, I should expect no more whining. You will stand up like a man, because you are more than a man. You are kindred. You are the child of Cain. More so, and closer yet, the child of Gangrel. You will find pride in your blood, or you be destroyed. These are your choices. I'll not hear otherwise.
I would think he would detect the power that he presents. It wouldn't be anything that is it's not obsessive, but it's not hidden, I guess, yeah?
He's not being explicitly powerful. There is an implicit undertone that he has a confidence that only an elder will carry.
But he has Gangle blood, yes?
That's what he's told you.
Yep, well, I don't know him, so I'm like... There's a potentiality of him just going like... He lets go of his finger, it's literally gone. It's been chewed into nothing. And he stands up.
My name is Uther de Saint Bernard. I am an outcast of Clan Gangrel. I live on the peripheral of this society, here in Londinium. My crime... He leans towards you. My crime is the theft of the trophy discipline of the Tremere. I tell you this now, because you are either going to become loyal to me, or, well, exile, I suppose. Then there is final death. But that's between you and your gods.
So, out of character, so when it comes down to the gangrel, I thought there was some sort of
Hierarchy.
potentiality when it comes to, yeah, exactly. But not
Mhm.
only that, also, if I was to actually grip him,
Go on.
um,
Go on. Try. Fucking try. I want you
he, fuck sakes, that's the problem, is because he has no idea he would,
to. Well, he should.
because, yeah, and he tries to. And from the fact that he drops his dilapidated fucking fingers he's been chewing on for the past year and a half, and he looks
Uther,
up on somebody who is an actual true gangrel, and he tries to approach him in that manner.
Uther's air elemental throws you against the wall and pins you there. He simply says one word, Igigi. And you're like... He steps up much closer to you and begins to examine you. I told you I'm not your typical gangrel.
But how was this such different than how she treated me?
He drops you back to the ground. Don't try that again. It's tiresome.
But you are somebody I don't know. Somebody I'd like to eat.
Oh, really? Oh, I like your spirit. It's nice to see you have some fucking spirit at last, after all that whining.
There's only so much. It's just only so much until...
Listen, child. I saw the Crusades. I watched as the heathens and the infidel rode to each other to slay each other in the most heinous fashions upon the desert sands of the Middle East. I watched the Crusaders fall to the Saracens and vice versa over and over, in so many ways, the torture, the rape, the pillage. I've seen it all. I've performed it. I've suffered it. I know you.
Ping, why am I here? Why did my sire force me into your fucking grasp only to be thrown against a fucking wall then?
You fool,
Be
you...
subjugated? To be brought down just as she did?
Oh, stop your whining. Again, crying. It's not becoming of a vampire. It's certainly not a gangrel. You are so much more than this. Rise up, child. You will turn this pain into your power. At this point, Kalev has slunk off into the darkness. He's nowhere to be seen. Now it seems
I'm
to
not going
me...
to I'm not going to ask for the pain, because pain is fucking growth. I know that. I know that from fucking birth.
Pain is useful. Pain will assist you. Pain teaches you your limits and your boundaries. It is foolish to think that you have none. But know thyself. To do so requires pain. You stand here at the precipice of the abyss, my child. You can go forward in the way that you are going, and you will meet your end, either with me or with the world at large. Or you may choose adjustment.
He looks at you dead in the eyes and like, does that mean I need to abandon my sire's wishes?
Abandon your sire's wishes? Well, I do not know your sire's wishes, not yet.
But you're saying there's another way out for me to strike out on my own, which is everything that I've done since fucking teenage years.
Child, you are caught in your mortal affairs. These details, they're not real.
They're real to me.
They're real to you for now. Let us consider this
I'm a
more
king
deeply.
in my fucking domain. I stand on fucking tables. I down chicken nuggets. I command my troops into doing petty crimes, and then I was then brought into heel by my sire, who said that I reminded him of him. But now you're telling me that everything that I fucking observed, everything I suffered for, everything that she gave me through, and then he abandoned me, and now you're really gonna pick me up like some fucking refuse?
I will go so far to assist you, Kincaid. Now, he has not known that your name was Kincaid to this point.
No, but choice, excellent.
I will go so far to assist you, Kincaid. But I warn you now, if you cross me, I will boil the blood inside your body and destroy you. I will not brook your insolence. I
And
have
he would
walked this earth since 1100, and I was made by a vampire named Thaddeus. Deep in the heart of Boulderheim, I will not brook insolence from a pup like you. However, you are of my extended bloodline, and I am obligated to assist you in some way. I do, like your sire says, see something of you in myself. Some centuries past, I was like you, all rebellious and self. It is this self that you must release. This shadow is cast far and wide across you. Release yourself, Kincaid. Release yourself of it. That time has passed.
How does he feel after that speech?
You? Or
No,
me?
I'm saying, oh, how do I feel? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how he
I can't tell you
would.
that.
Ah, damn it.
You could roll.
That's a lot of, that's a lot to unpack, honestly. What he is just dropped on his fucking plate. Um, like literally, genealogically, like he has no idea. But what he contributed to him, and his brain was like, I need to shut down because there was a lot to unpack. And the fact that I would love to get into that. Oh shit. Would he be an asshole? Probably not. Because he's used to being subservient. He told them to not be subservient, but to also listen to his gangrel nature. It's like, it is just a fucking minefield in his brain right now.
Mm-hmm.
How close is he?
4 feet.
I'll tell you one thing that I've learned thus far. Act first, think fucking later. And he'll do like a celerity around him. He's not aggressive, but he is being that piece of shit, obsolescent child that listens but doesn't listen.
Uther clotheslines you with his arm. I think your celerity, you just run into him. He's just like, bang.
Yeah, no, it's like it's a clothesline. It's done.
Yeah. Are you on the ground?
He starts to stumble up. I didn't roll for it. I didn't want to roll for it because
No.
I was just
No.
really trying to just.
Yeah. You were trying to antagonize him.
Yeah.
Uther is now going to antagonize you. He is going to step on you and push you to the ground. And he's going to bend down onto one knee with one knee on your chest now. But the funny thing is, he's not actually putting you through any pain here. He's just literally just holding you there. And as he bends down in front of you, he cuts his wrist.
Oh damn.
And he forces a blood point into your mouth. Now, you're drinking 5th generation gangrel blood.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. Your blood point bound to him.
I'm totally okay with that.
It heals you.
Okay. Noted.
And then he rises up off you. Steps back.
But I want more.
That is a pity. Not presently. Besides,
Grasped at the wrist like he's just looking for more.
You will not receive any more vitae from me tonight. You will be satisfied with the vitae that you have.
But why? I've suffered so fucking long. Here I am, trying to get out of the goddamn rock when.
Now, to be fair, the vitae will make you feel amazing. It's like fucking cocaine.
No, that's why he's feeling very exuberant right now.
Right.
And I'm being thrust off this fucking rock like I'm refuse. I had so much to offer in right now. You give me a little bit more.
Kincaid.
The fucking Empire.
Kincaid, you're still whining. It's tedious.
Don't mean to be.
I've seen empires fall and emperors cry, and I am here with you in the sewer listening to your whining. If it were not for your blood, who knows? You have few redeeming qualities, child, but the ones that you do have are significant.
Yeah.
Now, it's your turn to give me blood. He grabs your wrist, pricks your finger with a wolf claw. I know what you are.
He steps back. Like, he steps back a lot. Like, as far as he can stagger.
You have been very, very bad. Oh dear. And this is even more complicated than I thought. This one you call Gideon. That's not his name. I know him. And your Mother Knight. I know her too. We've been acquainted since the Convention of Thorns. She went her way and I mine. She headed for the Sabbath. I've never had such an interest in that sort of power. My power comes from within. Hers from, well, the mere control of mortal minds. It's nothing. There's no power in that. These are playthings, toys. Master yourself, Kincaid. That is true power. And he grabs your hand and holds up your thumb, whatever it is that you were chewing on earlier. Is it healed yet or not? Healing?
No, he hasn't healed it yet. He hasn't even tried to heal it yet.
He holds it up in front of you and says, "This is not power. What is this?" I admire your tolerance for pain, however. That is something to be admired. But it is perhaps a little far. Perhaps there seems to be an error. A persistent error.
It's what she's given me. It's what I have. It's what I know. And apparently, what I'm trying to get away from, I don't know. That's why I'm here. I guess why I'm here. I don't know. Your friend said he actually had an opportunity for me and said that was interesting. But all I really want to do is go home.
And where
I want
would
her.
home be to you?
I want some Farah. I want her. I want her torture.
Some Farah. Now we're getting somewhere. Names. Names, names, names. These are useful. Names hold power.
But I don't. Not yet.
Heal yourself, child. I gave you my blood, and you dismiss it.
Don't dismiss it. It's not something I feel I deserve.
You insult me.
Don't insult you. I keep it in reserve.
You will need that hand. You can't walk about like that. It will be a breach of the masquerade. They will come for you. It makes you identifiable. Your reliance on pain is admirable, but it has come to a point where you have begun to worship it, and worshipping pain is just as bad as fearing it. What you seek, what you truly seek, is indifference. Let there be no difference made between any one thing and any other thing, for therefore and thereby there cometh hurt.
but that's where she lives. The in between. I could see her.
You have
Orbits,
too many
chains,
attachments.
blood. And that's where I live. It's where I wake. It's where I die. How else do you think I live? Or where I'm trying to escape that. This is where I was sent. This is where Gideon sent me to. I don't know why I ended up in the sewers. That's where I am now. But if you're telling me that that's the end, then why am I here?
When I was a mortal, I spent 4 years in a Saracen prison being tortured. I cannot say I truly understand the pain of being the pup of a Sabbat pack. It is no likely different. Most likely different. But I can only imagine that there are some similarities between the two. That was the better part of 900 years past. I'm still here. The Saracens are dead.
I see what you're saying. So you can endure that. I can endure this.
You will come out of this. The pain will be great, and it will last forever at some level. But as you grow, the pain will not grow. The pain will stay the same as you grow around it. Until the point where it is just a minor discomfort, and then beyond that it will become part of your backbone.
But it's so real, so present. Now I can see her. I can hear her coming close up the tent. I could hear the whips drawing and dragging. I could hear all my puppers. If it comes to fucking pull, you say that will disappear. You say that will be comfortable. Something I can fucking endure. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Well, then I have wasted my vitae upon you.
Well, just like you and all the others, wasting life on me. Congratulations. And he turns and just kind of walks away.
Not before Uther stakes you.
Pardon me?
Not before Uther stakes you through the
Oh,
heart.
damn! Well, that's a linchpin. Nice, nice.
Now I have to decide what to do with you. Now it is 6:43 here.
Yeah,
We
we're all
started.
past time. So you've got some time to deal with that shit.
Right. So we'll have a think about that. We can have a chat about it. That's right, Charlie. Uther puts things in a box. So this is what I think happens. I think Uther puts you in a box and posts you to the new world. He is going to basically scour through your mind, looking for all the information that he can about you and whatever Gideon told you and whatever business plans he had, and he's going to post you to the new world, to these business partners of his, and when you arrive in a box, and your new friends in the new world are, you're delivered directly to them, but staked. So they have to work out what to do with that, and they obviously unstake you, and then you start a new life. But you at least spend probably the better part of a couple of months staked first, um, and probably fairly conscious through some of that time. And every day while you're in Uther's company, he's going to lecture the fucking shit out of you.
And so he should. Because Kincaid at that point in time knows absolutely fucking nothing.
Right.
He tried to be subservient, but
I think Uther is going to try and prepare you
yeah,
for your new life, but at the same
yeah.
time, um, he just doesn't want to take your shit, so he stakes you in order to not put up with
Yeah.
it.
No, honestly, I would too. Like, yeah, yeah, whatever, bro.
Right. Okay, so that's our sesh.
Yep.
What's
Well, more
Charlie
than our
asking me? How
session,
does
but
this fit in our game? What the? How does
we're
it fit in
still
the
in
game?
prequel.
It's still prequel, yeah.
We have yet to even enter into any of the Northern Territories. So,
Right. So yeah, what do you want to do as far as is this what you
well,
needed, or do you want more of this,
uh, no, no,
or are you like fuck that
seriously,
was
more of
terrible?
this, more of this. Yeah, bend me over barrel and fuck me raw. Sure, awesome. No,
You've got Kincaid has a big sign on his head that says "fuck me."
yes, exactly. That's why I'm being very facetious with my request. No, I'm 100% on board with carrying it forward.
Okay.
Uh, there are some areas of some distinction and interest
Okay.
that could carry forward into our current paradigm. I think
Cool.
would be very interesting.
All right. Well, let's wrap up the stream, and then we can have a little bit of a discourse.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So,
Discourse and Discord.
well, it could be a Discord, or it could be still here if you want. We could even pull
No,
in
I'm
some
being a
facetious once
discourse
again.
in Discord.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. Cool.
It's all right. Okay, so we're gonna raid somebody. I need somebody to raid.
Somebody to
Yeah.
live.
Lurv. Lurv. Herb derp derp. Okay, well, hopefully that wasn't too cheesy, really. That was my biggest concern. Was the
How is that
cheese.
cheesy?
Wow, Uther might have been cheesy. Suddenly you're
A
getting fucking.
little because he was being who he was. I mean, like, how can you be cheesy on being an elder fucking vampire and asserting your fucking dominance? Like, I don't
Right.
know how that can actually be presented in a. There's
Non
two ways, I
cheesy.
think. Yeah, one of two ways. One, you are just the obsolescence of sexuality and you just fuck them to death. Or two, you drop in and you say, deal with it.
Deal with it. Right. Well, that's kind of where we went. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm going to raid the channels, and yeah, I'm going to drop a link for the after chat raidy thingy, talky bloody blah, in the appropriate channel
Yeah,
in Discord.
I would be interested to
Yeah,
hear what people have
yeah,
to. This is our actually first 101, so
yeah. All right, I'm going to drop that. So raiding now.
yes, destruction, chaos.